Hi YouTube, happy Capricorn season. To start off this new series, I'm going to be doing my first video on the fire elements in the 10th house. This video is going to be addressing Aries, Leo, and Sag, all in the 10th house. It's not going to be taking into consideration any other aspects or planets that you have in this house or aspects towards this house. And it's not going to take into consideration all of your signs. It's just going to take into consideration the 10th house in your fire element. Okay, what else? So let's just talk about the 10th house. So the 10th house is traditionally ruled by Saturn, not Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn, but the 10th house is traditionally ruled by Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. There you go. So the 10th house has to deal with things of your career, your social status, people that you have to look up to, like managers and bosses and stuff like that. And because of the midheaven influence as well, it is going to be addressing the issues of what you are seen as in the public workspace. Now, the sign that is in the 10th house will indicate what job you will be good at, what skills you have, your personality in the workspace. And that personality in the workspace is what the midheaven is. If you have Aries in the 10th house, you're going to be displaying Aries characteristics. You're probably going to have a job that an Aries would be into, and then due to all of those factors, you are going to be seen as an Aries in the public workspace. We got it? We're clear on that? So the 10th house does hold an influence over your future because it is a guide to what you are going to be like as you grow older, as you start to grow old and get your career going and all of that stuff. Now, a lot of my viewers are older, so you probably don't need this, but who doesn't like to hear about themselves? You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. So let's get started on Aries in the 10th house. So Aries is a cardinal sign. They're very, very assertive. They are very passionate. They are very ambitious, and they have a big drive to get what they want. Now, when Aries is in the 10th house here, they're very comfortable being the center of attention because Aries naturally likes attention. But because it has to do with the job, they're going to want attention, and they want the attention focused on what they can create and what they're good at. It's not just like a look at me for no reason. It's going to be a look at me, look at what I can do, look at what I can build. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm fixing this lighting. It's blinding me. And Aries is also a very adventurous sign, and they're also very bold and impulsive. Impulsive is a key word here. They are very quick to jump to a new career if they feel as if that's what they want to do. If they're really, really passionate about it, they aren't hesitant to jump onto something new. And the reason as to why Aries are impulsive when it comes to this is a lot of people don't think that Aries placements think things through here, but they do. It's just like after they've made their decision, they will think it through. And a big reason as to this isn't because they're just like, oh, I want to do it now. It's because they are actually really logical people. So if you have this sign here, you're going to be someone that's very logical, but your logic comes after the decision. You know what I mean? And this is also because they will weigh out the pros and cons. And Aries can be a little bit insecure about their decisions if they're hesitant about it. So for them, it's easier to be like, okay, I have this idea, this is what I want to do, I'm going to go for it, instead of being like, this is what I want to do, but am I good enough to do it? Should I do it? And then they'll be in that contemplative state, and they won't be moving. That's the thing with this sign in this house causes you to move and jump and bold when you have a decision to make. It causes you to pick up an interest if you're passionate about it. And when you feel that passion, this is why they go for it, because Aries thrives on passion and things that they love and excitement and newness. You will probably love the feeling of getting a new job, something that you have to work for, something that's new, something fresh, something clean to start over. That's why they're impulsive to new decisions, because they like the idea that their life is moving. They don't like to feel like nothing's going on. So if they don't have a job that's very like something that they're passionate into, something that they're good at, they're gonna fall out of love with it and jump into something else. And jumping into something else is really good because you seize the opportunity when you can, but also make sure it's something that you like and you're not just jumping to jump. So the insecurities here and the feelings of doubt that may occur, they try to kind of smush that over by just being confident and being bold. And that's why they can be seen as impulsive and reckless. They're not impulsive and reckless. They do think things through, but well, they are impulsive and reckless. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they're not dumb. Like they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Their logic may not be your logic, but the Aries in the 10th house, they have a certain confidence that is developed either through recognition that they received as a child and stuff like that, or through no recognition and now they want to be recognition. They are very competitive workers, and they're also really competitive with themselves. And they do really well under pressure. Like if you wait till the last 5 minutes, it only takes you 5 minutes, is what I'm trying to say here. They're really good with that. They're really good with getting what is done needs to be done, because this is a very playful person, you know what I mean? But they also have mad ambition and all of that, and they can be really good bosses and managers and all of that when it is time to do so. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important not to walk all over these people, because this shows that you probably have a higher position just because you are a cardinal sign, which means that you like to take the lead, which means you're also a good leader. It's not like, oh, you just like to take a lead. No, you're really good, and you're very an independent leader. That's why it's easy for people to follow you, because you look like you know what you're doing, and even if you don't, you act like it. You know what I mean? So, and you get the ball rolling. They're very idealistic and optimistic when it comes to something that they believe that if they have an idea and they believe that it's good and it's worth it, they're very, very, very confident about it, and they're very idealistic and optimistic, and they know that it's going to work. But usually they like to work alone because, first of all, Aries is very controlling. They're very dominating. And when something's theirs, especially if this idea is theirs, and they're going to want the credit. They're not going to want anyone else to take credit. They're going to be like, I did this by myself. That satisfaction, like just knowing that will happen, gives them enough satisfaction, and that's kind of what makes them go for things in life, is the sense of independence and the sense of like proudness that they get. Pride in a sense, but not like not an egotistical kind of pride, more like a self-assurance, you know what I mean? Because that satisfaction will kind of just make up for all of the feelings of doubt and insecurity that they may have had after they've made their decision to embark on a new journey, embark on a new path. So that's why they are optimistic. They see what it can be. You know what I mean? But if they don't start working on it now, their feelings are going to get their feelings about a project might get dialed down. Now, they're very hardworking, and they need something that takes their focus. They may be someone that loses themselves in their job, like they like their work, and they will use it as an escape and stuff like that. They just get lost in it. That's what they like to do. But they also need something that keeps their focus, because Aries, they have a very quick attention span. When it comes to this thing here in the 10th house, you might have like a very quick attention span, and you might need a job that keeps your focus. So find a job that you're passionate about and that you need to like put your focus and drive into, or else you're going to get distracted and you're not really going to enjoy it there, and you're not going to give it your 100%. Aries can be really hardworking, and really what they can produce can be very, very good and eye-catching, but it has to be something that they gave their all into, because if it's not, then it's just like not as good as it doesn't reach the potential that they can create, because the sign is cardinal and it has a lot of power and it has a lot of powerful energy. And when you embody that, there's a lot of things that you can create, and there's a lot of people that you can dominate to climb to the top. You know what I mean? Just always focus on what you think is best. Do not listen to anybody else unless you are in a crazy state and you do need to listen to somebody else. I'm just saying. But don't let anyone tell you what to do. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Leo in the 10th house. I take notes so that I have referrals, and then I just talk off of it. Bullet points are my best friend, I'm telling you. So, Leo in the 10th house. Leo, the sign of the sun. Leo is the sun. So when Leo is your 10th house, whatever your sun sign is going to be diminished. Okay, I really don't like how I set this camera up. I know a lot of people hate that me and my sister play with our hair, but it's just what we do, man. Okay, so Leo. When you have Leo in the 10th house, your sun sign is going to be diminished. You're not going to, let's say your sun sign is Pisces, you're not going to be seen as a Pisces. You're going to be seen as like a Leo, because wherever the sun shines is the house that it illuminates in. It's what you want to be. It's what you strive to kind of be. It's what you want to be seen as. And then that's what you kind of want to be seen as in the public eye. It's kind of a little aura that you have. And then when it's in the midheaven, that is what you're going to be seen as. And I think that's cool, because Leos are cool. So Leo in the 10th house here is going to need a job that is probably creative, because they're very creative. They're very good with children. So if you're like a teacher, you could be a teacher. I mean, like they could be teachers, but they're probably going to be of younger students. Like we're talking about preschool, elementary school, middle school, those type of things, because they're really good with children because they are playful and they are very lighthearted and they're very animated, but they also have a kind of dominance that is felt. They have a very certain presence that is very, very dominant, and it's very assertive when it needs to be. So if they are in a job that has to do with children, that's why this dynamic is good, because they're still playful and they're still fun and they're great teachers, but the children will still respect them just because of that aura. So Leo in this house is going to give you that kind of vibe. You're probably going to be respected, and you do want respect. You strive for that, and you do not like to be powerless. You need to have a sort of power. You can be a little bit of dominating, but that's why you work best alone, and that's when your creative ideas are formulated the best. All the fire signs are very, very independent when it comes to the 10th house. You're going to see a lot of them. It's not that they can't work with other people, it's just that they are so good with seeing something that they want. When it's something that they create, something that they envision, and it's something that they like to do, they want to do it alone. They want to receive the recognition alone because they are capable of it. So Leo here is going to work best alone, mainly because they will be a little bit controlling over a group of people if they have to work with coworkers and stuff like that. You'll see them if they are in a job that has rankings. You'll probably see them like increase rankings as time goes on. And other people will be jealous of that, but don't let that get to you. A lot of the time, if you are like a teenager, like if when you were a teenager and stuff, and you had all these dreams and hopes and whatever you wanted to be, because Leo here is going to make you extremely idealistic, and it's going to make you fantasize and see yourself in a way that is, in a way that other people may think you're crazy. They may think like, oh, that's not practical. Oh, that's not this. Oh, that's like, you need to go to college. You need to go do this. And I'm not saying that the Leo in the 10th house doesn't want to go to college. I'm just saying that the family or the friends and stuff like that may be holding you back, or may have held you back, because it's not what they're used to or stuff like that. But that's just something that may be a dynamic in your life, is that your family and stuff holds you back from pursuing your dreams. But because you are very dominating as a person, you'll still do what you want to do because you're fixed. Leo's a fixed sign here. So when you're fixed in your career, you find a goal, you find a passion, you find a dream, and you have a grit. You will do anything to get where you want to go. And fire signs, and Leos especially, hate being told what to do or looked down on in any way. So, especially disrespected. Like, if your family members, probably, if they told you that what you want to do is too crazy, or it's not practical, or it's not smart, or it won't make enough money and all of that, you probably did not like them for that, because it's almost like disrespectful. Because Leos are very genuine people. So Leo in the 10th house here is going to make you want attention, because Leo's always, like, the sign Leo loves attention. But when it's in the 10th house, you're going to want attention, recognition, and praise for what you produce in the workspace and what you produce as a person, as that has to do with your career and all of that. And Leo likes attention, but they want that attention to be genuine as well when it comes to their work. They don't want to be fake. They want to be real. They want to be an honest person. But on the other spectrum, you can have the asshole boss falls into this category. So there's two sides of the spectrum. There's the egotistical boss, and there's like the genuine hard worker, like, look what I can do, like, I'm just passionate, I'm just this, I just want to go for my dreams and goals. A lot of celebrities and popular people have this placement. So that's just like a key thing to look at. They need to be seen, and a lot of people can think that they're very selfish, because they not selfish, but self-centered, because they think that they're more important, or all of this. And it's not that they think that they're more important and whatever. It's that they understand when their idea is good, like Aries does as well. So not only do they want to be the person that creates what they think is new and innovative and all of this, but they also want to share it with other people. Like, once it is done, they want other people to enjoy it as well. That is why genuine appreciation for what they produce is necessity, because it's not like they're not just producing work, and they're not just working, and they're not just like going after their goal or career or whatever life path decisions they choose to make. They're not just going after all of that stuff to be like, look at me. It's more of a, like, look at me, like, share this with me, like, you're my friend, like, I care about you, all of this. Like, it's more of like, look how innovative this idea is, look at this, like, let's like work on this could be a big thing. So it's kind of like all of that stuff. It's something that they produce to have a purpose. Ideas they have, when they are going for them, they have to have a purpose and all of that. It's not just to be self-centered assholes. You know what I mean? Creative jobs may fall in this category, like dancer, artist, a lot of musical theater kids, lots of musical theater kids here, singers. Then you also have just jobs that have to deal with you being at the top. But these are just some things that may fall there. You do need to feel powerful, so you will do really good as a boss, but just make sure you're treating your people right, because sometimes that feeling of wanting to be respected can feel as if, can almost turn into a feeling of I must be respected. Instead of a I respect you, you respect me, it could turn into a you must respect me. And that's when the bosses turn into these annoying, egocentrical, egotistical little things that nobody likes. So just be careful of that when you are in a high ranking position. is to take into consideration how you are treating other people. Yeah. So I'm just like going over my notes, see if there's anything else. Yeah. I think I should also mention that they're hardworking. Leos are very hardworking when it's something that they want. And yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to. Okay. I've just been talking for so long that moving on to Sagittarius. So 10,000 Sagittarius. I think that Sag is a detriment to have in this sign, in this place, in this house. Sagittarius is a detriment to the 10th house. Not all the time, but it can be. Let me tell you why. Because these people are philosophical overthinkers. They always they're searching for their purpose. They are adventurous people. They go with the flow. They're like, this doesn't suit me. Oh, this. And let me tell you why. It's because Sagittarius is mutable. When your sign is mutable in the 10th house, it can be good. It can, when you find your life's purpose and all of that, because you're good with people. Sagittarius in the 10th house people, they're good with communicating with other people because they have a laid back humor. They're friendly. They make really good salesmen, by the way. But that's besides the point. Here, 10th house in Sag can make you want to search for your life's calling and just ditzy around a lot of your life. You're going to enjoy it. Other people might see it as ditching around. You're going to be someone that likes to travel, someone that, and if you don't have the money to travel and search for that knowledge that Sags like travel knowledge, like going and visiting different people, then you might be one of those people that just job hops. You get fired, all of this, you don't want to go anymore. It's too mundane. Sag in the 10th house does not like routine. It's hard for them to find a job. But this is also a fire sign house. Not fire sign house, but Sag in the 10th house is fire. So it's going to make you independent, which means you can become really, really good at what you do and stuff when your job is surrounding your own schedule and your own thing. Like when you're your own boss, that can be a really good thing. But this is also why it can be a bad thing, is because you may never like do it. If you don't have someone telling you to do something, you're probably not going to do it if you don't want to, because it's mutable. It's like when I feel like doing it, I'll do it, and when I don't, I don't. But at the same time, if they don't show up to work, then they'll get fired. So you have to find an in-between of following your schedule and finding something that you like to do. Because if it's a job that's really boring, you're not going to like it. If you have a desk job and you don't talk to anybody and you just sit there, you're not going to like your life. I'm telling you that straight up now. So don't ever think about doing that. If you're young and you're looking for a career, that's fine. But if you're already old and established, let's talk about what you're good at, because that's also something that we have to think about. Also, the positive side. Very optimistic people. Very optimistic people. When they embody that frequency that is like, I'm going with the flow, whatever comes to me, like I don't know what I want to do with my life yet. Like things will start to flood in. They are very lucky. They're very lucky because Sag is ruled by Jupiter, and you're basically having Jupiter in the 10th house of your career and what you're seen as. So you're going to get an influx of jobs and opportunities and all of this. Some people find it hard to find a job. These people can find a job. It may not be the best job. It may not be something that they like, but they'll easily find it when they're just like, oh, it'll come to me. Oh, I'm searching, all of this. Their energy is very open. It's very free. And that's also why the midheaven here, if it's Sag in the 10th house, you're going to have someone that's seen as very social, very immutable, very go with the flow type of person. They're going to be very friendly. You may have like a lot of friends of different races, cultures, different backgrounds, different belief systems. You're going to have friends of all of those types of things. You may work with people. You may work in foreign trade You may be a translator, you may be a priest, because the priest doesn't have to do with anything of the, what's it called, the culture and the foreign thing, but I'm just adding that in there because Sagittarius is very philosophical, and when it's in the 10th house, it's going to make you want to also look for a job that has a meaning, like, so they may become preachers or priests or monks or rabbis. I'm sorry, I realized that was kind of like what's it called, inclusive, because I only know priest, but just like all of the other like upper rankings in religions and stuff like that, some along those lines. They may be really good writers and speakers and very good storytellers as well. But here, let's see what else we can. I'm running out of things, so. Oh, here they're probably gonna like jobs that have to do with traveling. You may um, end up marrying someone that is in a military family, or that is in the military, or somewhere where they're far away, something like that. You may be a teacher in another country, uh, like teaching a language. A lot of, what's it called? Language teachers have Sag in the 10th house. So they're really good with dealing with translating in things that have to do with international and teaching and preaching and talking about philosophy, talking about knowledge, talking about things that that is Sag in the 10th house. Okay, it's so hard for me to communicate this because it's like all over the page, all over the place, just like a Sag, bro. A Sag in 10th house is scattered brained. They have all of these ideas and passions because they are a Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, but it's like they don't know what to do with all of their talents. They are really good at finessing. And if you don't know what finessing is, it's just like kind of like whipping something up. It's like taking some, it can be used as taking stuff from something else, but like it's kind of like winging it. That's how I think finessing is. That's what I say. Like you're good at winging stuff, so that just makes you good at everything. You know what I mean? So you can be a salesperson, or you can be a priest. Like what? Those are like two different spectrums. Like what other sign has that except like Gemini in the 10th house maybe? But okay, so let's go back to the scatterbrain thing. So your scatterbrain leads you to start many projects at once that you won't finish because Sagittarius in the 10th house hates commitment. And that whole hate of commitment is what causes them to hate a mundane, boring routine work schedule. So, yeah. But they can be very hardworking when it's something that they like. When they find that thing that makes them just want to live, then they will be very hardworking. Sag, just when they find that one thing that makes them happy or that one thing that they're looked up for, they don't need as much recognition and praise as the other signs do, but just like as any other fire sign, they do like a little bit of like a look at me, look at the knowledge I have, like come to me, I'm wise, I know this. That's kind of the energy they give off, and they do, and they love to give advice as well. They're the type of person that if they're someone that's younger than them has the same job as they had, they'll give them advice. They just like to talk about that. They may work abroad somewhere far. Um, it also has to do with maybe you, like they may find jobs or move to a place that is really far from where they were born. They may ditch the religion or the traditions that they were born in and completely reinvent themselves as a Buddhist when they were born as a Catholic. Like, you know what I mean? And they may move somewhere else. So that's a theme that's found in this house as well. They find connections with other people of other cultures, and they tend to get along with other cultures very well. And they're very open minded. So that's why they make really good, like, um, make really good, like, ideas and they're really good to work with because they're really accepting. Like they're good with partner work, whereas the other signs aren't. You can work with this person and you guys can bounce ideas back with each other, and they're very good with like letting you express what you want to do and like expressing what they want to do. Yeah. So I guess that's all I have to talk about this in this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.